Good morning, guys. To start off the project, we're going to start with our hay cutter. We're going to be using a New Holland. I believe it's a 115 horsepower tractor, and our hay cutter in the rear back here. Hay cutter's a 13-foot coon, and the main difference between a hay cutter and a shredder is a hay cutter will cut the grass at the bottom of the stem and lay it over, where a shredder will mulch it up. You can see in here the blades of a hay cutter sit very close to the ground. So what it's trying to do is just cut from the stem right at the bottom of the ground and where you have it set. Where a shredder, its blades are higher up in the air and it just kind of chops and mulches everything. Here's the setup for today. Let's get started. Living life on the R5. Hello, JJ. Man, the hay cutter is pretty simple to operate. It's not much different than a lawnmower or driving a car. The only difference I would think is the hay cutter itself sits off 14 foot to the right. So you got to be mindful of those things. You just keep the tractor on the spot you've already mowed and keep the shredder in the tall grass, and it goes over the grass and lays it down real nice so that you can come back later and rake it up. New Holland has a few creature comforts that my Mahindra does not. I'm not saying Mahindra doesn't offer these creature comforts. I'm saying I didn't buy them. To start, this one does have a working AC. Still not the greatest, but it is a working AC. So I am thankful for that. I got cold air blowing on me. And second, I've got a lot of electronics in here that are helping me cruise down the hayfield. So anyway, we're gonna get this hay cut and then come back later with a rake, maybe in a day, rake it up and then bale it, hopefully in 2 days. It is pretty hot out and my grass is already starting to dry, so hopefully we can get this all baled up and stored away for our cattle for the upcoming winter. So after you cut your grass, you want to lay it down and allow it time to dry. Then you have to come back with a rake. And the rake is in a V formation and it helps pile your grass into what's called a windrow. That allows the bottom of the grass that has been touching the ground more time to dry. You're kind of flipping it over. As you see here, we were doing it early in the morning. There was a fog and we were just trying to get it done before we went off to work. We left the grass in the windrow for about 2 days so it could dry properly. We still had some clumps that were still a little green, but we don't own a baler, and so our neighbor came over and he baled our grass for us. He came over after work, and man, he worked pretty late getting all the bales done. Close to about 10 p.m. he called it a night. And I tell you what, that moon was so bright, it almost looked like daytime out there. There's not many things much prettier than a freshly cut hayfield when you got hay on the ground and you know that you're going to provide for your cows all throughout the winter. Tell you what, with the late rains that we had this year, it was a pretty good turnout. Our little hay patch produced about 4 bales per acre, which is about a bale more than we normally get on this little hay patch. So with that, we have enough bales this year to provide for our cattle, and we don't have to buy any to supplement. So I'm happy about that. So anyway, we're gonna get these things put up. What they are is they're 5x5. They're 5 foot tall and 5 foot wide of coastal grass. We have them net wrapped. We found that the net wrap helps prevent more rot than what the string does. You're still going to get some from sitting on the ground, and that's where we're going to place them. If we had a barn to stack them in, we could save a little bit more of our grass from rotting as it sits on the ground, but we don't. So maybe in the future we'll build us a barn for that, but for now we're just going to ground stack it. Well, there it is. We got all our hay stacked and out of the hay field, so now our grass can grow again out there. I appreciate all of you guys' help. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.